Hi there, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you've had a good week. Happy Friday. So we are back here in our Cities Skylines map. We've been playing on this map for a few weeks now, getting on for a couple of months almost, I think. We've been trying to get to the Metropolis. I think it is Metropolis. And once we get to that level, we'll get another tile, hopefully, and then we can start making our way to the final milestone, of course, which is Megalopolis. So we might try and really target some more house infrastructure today, whilst making sure that we've got enough jobs to satisfy those people. Excuse me. So why don't we come out of the cinematic mode and have a little look around. We have hard mode turned on in the settings, also in the traffic manager mod as well. We have the hard mode turned on there, and we also have disasters turned on, although to be honest it's really only rainstorms that we seem to get, and sometimes the river floods, but other than that the city has been relatively untouched by disasters for a while now. So now that I've said that, you can bet there's going to be a massive devastating earthquake or meteor strike at some point today. So yeah, look out for that. Last time we added in some extra cargo transportation with the help of 3 train terminals. Here's one of them. You can see here now is a train coming in, and I tried to purposefully spread out these strategically across the map to just try and reduce some of the traffic due to the trucks. So we have one here at kind of the entrance to the map from the point of view of this highway, and then we also have the line following right along the riverside. It actually goes underground for a little bit and then pops back up again here, so we get to transport diagonally right across the city along the riverside, and then the train line hops across the river again, diving underground to end up over here close to the forestry industry, of course. And yeah, I feel like this really needs to have the land filled in between it, doesn't it? Hi Nick. Oh, thanks for the message. Yeah, glad you enjoyed the catch up from Wednesday. I'm just going to take care of a bit of this terrain, because I reckon we should fill in that weird gap under there. There's no reason really to have a gap, so I think I'll just take that across like that, and then maybe smooth it out a little bit. How's that looking? Yeah, I think that's alright. And then we can also use a mod to help us a little bit by forcing the train line to go to ground. Hopefully you'll find the rain in the background calming as well, if you can hear it anyway. I know I can in my headphones. There we go. Another stadium. Yeah, unfortunately I think I can only buy one stadium that will generate income. Let's have a look. See, this this stadium is really just a sports arena. And in here, so we've already used this stadium, so I don't think we can get another one. Well, it's quite the rainstorm going on at the moment. Got thunder in my ear. So yeah, we added a fair bit of infrastructure for some train lines, but they're all cargo related, and I reckon I'm going to try, first of all, extending this little housing suburb a little bit further down. Maybe we could just try and fill some of that in as a first port of call for today. Let's try and make use of the interesting shapes from the terrain. We've got a bit of a tier level going on here between sort of the top, middle and bottom of this weird little suburb, and can't quite remember why now, but I stopped it over here for some reason. Shall we just take it all the way up to this main road? I reckon we could. Yeah, we've still got room this side to think about developing a bit of a seaside town type of thing, so yeah, I think I will just look to expand this little bit here to start with for today. I'm going to turn on my terrain map so that I can see what I'm getting up to. Looks like this one needs to bend back a little bit, so how about we connect this one up right up to our collector road up there, and then think about where we want the rest of these levels to sit. I could start to bend that down actually, because it's the contour is already bringing me down that way anyway, so I think I'll do that, and then we can always have a couple of roads branching off like that. Maybe another one there. And then it's a bit of a squeeze to get a house in at the back here, but maybe if I just bring that along there, that'll be about as far I think as reasonably, well, as far as is reasonable. Okay, what about just making sure we extend this right to there for now, and then for this one I'm going to bring that back down again, and then why don't we do the same for that there. So we've got a bit of a weird gap here in the middle. We could maybe put a park in there or something else. I just think I'll just put the that road in there for now, like that, and we might well make better use of that space in a minute, but let's add some water pipes. Can we get away with just putting that through there, and then yeah, there we go, that gets us some good coverage. And then we need to make sure the district that we have here, the Manor district, is going to extend all the way down, which is the district that we designated as high-tech housing. Now that we've done that, I feel like I should add a couple of shops first, actually. Just seeing where we placed some before. Okay. I feel like in these places where you have weird angles of roads meeting and you have tiny blocks, is a good place to add like a tiny shop. Something like that, maybe. A couple of shops there on the corner. Something like that. And then, yeah, let's come through and lay in a few standard sized houses. We can get in some 4x4s here, which is good. So I'll do those. How about we put one there? And yeah, let's just do a 2x3 there. And then up here at the back, yeah, we can do some larger ones. So that fits in quite well. Maybe put in a shop at the top. That's an interesting little shop. What is this? Apparently they sell boxes and stuff. Okay. It's like a tiny storage facility. Don't think I remember seeing that one before. And now we've got 2 of them. I'm going to fill that gap in as well there and see what comes in. Okay, so here, let's continue adding some standard large houses, giving them a nice gap between one house and the next because of the sort of exclusive nature of this area. I feel like we should let them have a little gap from one neighbour to the next. Let's add the first path of the stream. Why not? We're gonna connect these 2 together, and then I feel like I want to do that connection as well. Why don't we have this one connect all the way down as well? There we go. So people can walk through there. Why don't we finish that off as well? And over here we could connect those 2. That's good enough, I think, for now. Let's go back to filling in some more houses. So we're going to do, yeah, all of these look pretty good to me. We could do a couple of small ones on this bend, or yeah, 3 like that. I think I'm going to get the fence out as well to sort out the buildable zones. See if I can get something to build on our housing estate area that could actually be a good use of space. So I should be able to get 4x4 in there. It doesn't really want to show me. Should be okay though. And then I'll put one there, maybe another slightly smaller 3x3 there. Okay, that's good for that section. And then over here I feel like it would be good to maybe have a couple of shops actually. Let's have a little tiny shopping cul-de-sac. And yeah, let's do a few more 3x3s. Once we've done all of this, we can start to think about how we're going to create more jobs for these people. So let me get some more of these people in. Yeah, let's make those 3x3 down at the front. Although, yeah, we've got room for a 4x4 there, so let's do that one. And yeah, here as well, we can get some larger ones. And again, I feel like we could make use of these weird shapes to add a few shops on the corner. Same over here, I was going to do that as well. Oh, do I need any services over here? Let's have a look at fire coverage. Yeah. You know what? Let's see if we can shell out for something that will help these people upgrade by getting a couple of services over in this corner. So yeah, we've got the fire department. Do we need a police department as well? No, to be honest, the coverage is pretty good. Crime rate is low. Okay, what about health? So we do have one over here already. Okay, I'll just check if there's any other buildings I want to put, but otherwise I will put the clinic in there. Where's the nearest crematorium? Oh, it's a little way away. I guess it would be this one here, wouldn't it? In the forestry industry. Okay. Just wondering actually if I put a cemetery over here, if that would fit slightly better, seeing as this is a nice neighbourhood that would maybe have a nice church with a cemetery behind it. So yeah, how about we add something like that? We could have that sitting over here. There we go. Just clear up any houses around the edge. Yeah, that looks okay. It's interesting that we're getting so many car parks come in now. I'm going to fill in the other 2x2s in between. I think we'll just have to let that grow in and come back to that section. Okay, so over here we've got a nice, well, I say nice, it's really just an awkward hill that if we want to create a bit more industry, we certainly could do that. We could add even more forestry related industry here. That would certainly give people some jobs. Let's see, how many people do we have working in this already? Wow, 1,600 people already work over here, making a decent amount of profit. And quite a lot of paper and planed timber. And oh yeah, one other thing that I was going to do was check to see if I've already placed down the factories that I can place down. Oh yeah, I've put 2 down, so I've already done the furniture factory, right? So one thing we could do to try and generate some income and jobs is develop either the ore industry or the oil industry. The only issue we have with doing either of these is that there's not really any oil around except down here by the beach, and even that is not much. And I think that's it really. So we could maybe import oil instead. Oil and ore, really. And try and keep a section of this area here on the hill reserved for storing oil and importing oil so that we can use it. We already have a train terminal right here to bring oil if we need it. So yeah, I think I'm starting to like this idea more and more. So how about we take the forestry industry back just a little bit. And start instead by creating another zone that is going to be solely for storing and processing oil. I think we could come back to this road section here. Let me see where it is. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to need to keep that road in there, I think, but we could come down to there. Okay. Let's create another new zone then. So I think we could use all of this possibly for oil. Looks like there's another normal district in the background. Oh yeah, so there is. So I'm going to cut that back to roughly the same place. And put in a normal district on top as well. So the oil and the standard district can both be oil. So by that I mean the normal zone we've built, let's make that oil industry in case we put down any normal industry. And then for our industry section, let's start to plan out where we're going to import oil and start processing it. So I haven't actually done this much before without having any natural oil resources, so I imagine it's just going to create a lot of extra traffic that I can funnel straight from the train terminal and bring it into where I need it. I might need to just spend a bit of time planning out a couple of roads then first as well. Let me have a think about that then. So I think I'm going to go switch to an industry road. Yeah, right through here. And then let's make this one 2-lane exit at the end. And then why don't we start off with having a couple of offshoots from this road. So we could have something oil related to store oil in here. It's quite hilly around here though, so you know what, I think I am going to do a bit of terraforming first, because it's going to look quite weird around here having a load of oil processing buildings, because some of those buildings are quite big and it's going to make the terrain look really weird. So why don't we plan to have one level around here. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna bring that straight through. Just to start with, let's see then what we can fit there, whilst also just having a little spot to get us started with the oil barracks type of thing. What is it called? Main building, yeah. So let's have this near the entry to this section. There we go. The only thing we have are tank farms, which I think store them, and a sludge pyrolysis plant, and an extraction plant. So we're only going to use the last two of these, and we're going to be importing from the train terminal otherwise. So how about we get the road out again then, and maybe bring this down that way so that I can get a couple of storage pieces in here easily. So yeah, let's put one there and there. I'm quickly running out of money, I'm realising, so we might have to be more careful about how we build this more gradually. Let's hope I can get some water pipes through here. Yeah, that's good. And yeah, technically I should get a water pipe all the way from up here. There we go. And I think we should set these to balanced. Yeah, both of those are balanced. So I think what should be happening is pretty soon trucks will be coming in from around the city and also depositing oil into the train terminals to bring it here, hopefully, to start filling this up, and then we can start processing that oil. Let's fix this little weird thing. Because I feel like we need to raise the land just a little bit around it. There we go. And then let's change the brush size and the strength a little bit. Just smooth off this side. Okay. And then I want to smooth off a little bit more there. And then we have this weird gradient coming up through here. But yeah, I'm just wondering now if we could snake a road up there to connect. So for example, this piece, if I bring that just around there for a minute, let's just experiment a little bit here. So if I get that to come out to there instead, and then go to here, then maybe change tack a little bit and come up the hill and join there. That might be helpful for some other connections later. Oops, that was the wrong one. I wanted to smooth that out. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we've got quite a few trucks now coming into the city bringing oil, so let's see if we can afford the processing plant yet. Not quite. Very nearly. We're going to need somewhere to put it though. Maybe we should put some processing plants down here. It's quite a good bit of space. How big are these? Oh, this one is tiny. I thought they were much bigger. I was probably thinking about the ore industry. Well, because it's that small, then I'm going to put one here as soon as I can afford it. Okay, maybe we do something else while we get the bank balance back up. See, I wonder what it would be like if we just add a couple of tiny industry buildings that are related to the oil industry. Just interested to see what pops in there. Our budget seems to fluctuate wildly. I swear we were making some good money a minute ago, but we seem to have dipped into the red. Let's check what's the traffic like. Sometimes backlogs in traffic can start causing you money flow issues if it's getting really bad. And yeah, we do have a bit of an issue here. We seem to have hit a bit of a deadlock. And they're telling me I'm going bankrupt. I'm going to reject that because I'm pretty sure we can fix it ourselves. So it seems like actually people can't get out of this roundabout quick enough. And people are stopping here. So I think we could fix that with a little bit of traffic management. Yeah, here we go. So these buttons force people to just keep moving through that node. So that's going to help with that. We should probably do the same here as well. Yeah. There we go. I think that's already had a good effect. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this roundabout is always going to be busy. We've got a lot of people coming off the highway here. If I pick this one, it's mostly private vehicles coming down here. Oh yeah, I remember why as well now. I think that's because I banned every truck from coming into this junction. Not from this slip lane though. There are some cargo pieces that are coming off of here. Okay. Oh, we've hit a gridlock again. What's this hold up now? Oh, we've got a hold up here. Let's check this out. Oh, there's cars doing something really weird here. Is it this one? Yeah. There's some weird node behavior going on there. Let's reject that. It's alright, don't worry. We can save the city. Give it enough time. Are there any other places where I need to do that then? Yeah, I found some other nodes all the way around here. Now that one is fine. Yeah, that one needs it. And then there we go. So most of these nodes now are just set to let the people through. Okay. So how about we get back to what we were trying to do, which is get our money back into the black. What we could do is just add a few more random standard industry areas. That will always bring in some jobs and also a bit more traffic. Let's have a look here. What did this turn into? That's interesting. Just a bit of bit more storage by the looks of it. Got these tiny oil drums next to this massive oil drum over here. So you know what, I'm going to fill in the rest of those with something similar. Right. Let's just maybe check out the budget as well. So I think we're charging the most we can realistically charge from the residents. We have quite a high amount of our income from our residents. We've got a decent amount of income from offices as well, and obviously commercial, and old-fashioned industry is quite small actually. Let's keep rejecting this. We can manage. So this is going to be the challenge for today, I reckon, is just using the things that don't cost any money. Can we get ourselves back into the black? We've got space for more people to move in, and obviously we can keep zoning some things to help us make a little bit more money. So for example, I think I'll add the odd piece here to our forestry industry, which can be spaced out throughout this large section. And that seems like a good spot. Oh. I'll just put a few of those in. Actually, you know what, I'm going to make this one a smaller one because it's quite steep around the back of these buildings. Yeah, we could definitely fit a couple here. Okay. That's filled in already with small tanks. I reckon I can fit in something here as well that could be interesting. I'm going to put a couple of 2x2s in there and see what comes up. No, we don't need to worry about that. Let's get the city fixed. Let's have a little bit of a zoom around and see if we can start finding places to just keep adding buildings, like for example along here. I'm going to add some offices. Excuse me. Right, that fills that in fairly well. People are moving in there quite quickly, so it does seem like we have a demand for offices. So let's give the people what they want. Yeah, I'm going to add a few more of these offices. Okay. See, now all of a sudden we are making 15,000 a week. It's up towards 20,000 a week. It does seem to fluctuate quite wildly sometimes. Let's maybe check out the stadium. There's a game going on. And we found out last time that they do actually score goals, and somebody is keeping the score as well. There we go. So somebody just scored in this goal, and they've gone back to the centre to kick off again. Meanwhile, the city is fighting to stay afloat. To be honest, if they win this game, they might save the city. So let's see. You know what? We've got a nice little suburb here of some tall buildings. I'm thinking of adding a few more small ones over here. So on the back end of this road we can create a little area of lots of tiny high-rise buildings. Maybe put a couple of 3x3s on the end. Right, okay. We have this boulevard going down the middle where we could place some interesting things. What if we just go for some offices for the moment? Well, apparently people don't like that so much. I'm going to carry on with the pattern I'm doing, and then let's see what we end up with. I guess they're all going to be quite similar, aren't they? But okay. We are definitely making some decent money again. I've just remembered we added a park down here at some point. Just want to see if it's making any money, which it's not really, so that's alright. I think we'll manage. Okay, let's maybe add a touch more forestry in a few choice places along here. It's been a long week for me. Sorry for the yawning. Then, yeah, I think that looks like a good spot. We've got 3 trees right there. Let's try a couple of 3x3s maybe as well. Yeah, I think I'll put something here near the entrance to that area. Oh, this junction is now completely freely moving again, which is good, and so is this roundabout here. It's moving fairly well. And our budget is reducing again. Yeah, it's weird how it's doing that. It fluctuates so much at the moment. How about we put some more zoning on the opposite side of this road as well, because looks like we've forgotten about it. Well, how about we try and mirror what we did on the previous side. So if I, for example, took the 3x3 approach, I'd end up with something like this. Yeah, let's try it like that. Just wondering if at the end of all this we'll end up with offices facing each other that are exactly the same. But I reckon we can just keep going on for now. People seem to want to have the opportunity to work from home or the office at the moment here in the UK, so I know I myself are one of those that just are working from home still. Because of the way demand is shifting around, looks like we could do with a few more standard shops, so I'm going to add a few in here at the end of this. Okay, what have we got over here? Lots of strange little yeah, fast food stands basically. Yeah, okay. We haven't been over this side of the city much in quite a while. Let's see if there's any good zoning we could steal to use over here. I mean, we've got that central road going through, which we still haven't put anything on. Whether it's public transport or not, we haven't made much use of this yet. Let me find the zone. Ooh, excuse me. So we haven't got a zone here at all. I was thinking of just putting something down the main road here, but just fixing that little section to make sure we get anything that we already had before. So what has that been named? Sterling Park. So in here I think I would like to put a high-rise ban if I can find it. Ah, we already have it. Right, okay. So because of that, I was thinking of just adding a few high-density shops in a couple of places down the road here. Okay, let's try this out, see how it goes. See, normally I wouldn't put a load of shops on a busy road through the city like this, but to be honest, we just need to start making some more money. At this point, I can't be very picky about how we make our money. I think, yeah, there's a bit of broken zoning there, so I think I'll just leave that bit out. works out quite well. We can get 3x3s all the way down there, and then how about a 2x2 at the end? Okay, good. Ah, there's a piece of path here which... Oh, it does connect. Oh, I thought that this here was not connecting, but we can clearly see people are walking through the barrier. So we better let them do what they want to do. Okay. What about over here? Have we exhausted all our zoning opportunities? Yeah, apart from the main collector roads, I think we are quite well covered. There's potentially a bit of room here just on the back of this road, but we've kept that fairly separate for the retired people. Yeah, just having a rethink then. What else could we add in here? We've got places here that are already very busy, so I don't want to add too much industry over here. Yeah, okay. Can we add any more houses to this section? So, yeah, I'm not sure we can. We're pretty well covered here. Sorry, I'm just trying to move myself around and keep myself a bit more awake. Let's check the noise pollution here. It's not too bad. So we could squeeze in a few more houses here, for example. Okay, I wonder if anybody will be interested in moving in there. I'll have to wait for that. And then, how are we doing? We're up to 23,000 or 25,000. Is that enough now? No, I'm waiting for another 5,000 or so. Oh, 6,000 now. 7,000. Oh dear. Let's see, where is my industry area that I painted again? It's over here. Okay. Goes right around the bottom there. I can see we are missing a few water pipes. There we go. How are we doing? 31,000. We're getting there, we're getting there. Come on. Oh, it's down again. Alright, whilst we're waiting that to go up or down, we do need to think about flattening out a bit more terrain somewhere over here. Now, we already placed down this solar updraft tower, so I feel like we should expand out from here a little bit. Okay. I'll keep that at that height for now, and then maybe smooth it off a little bit at the edges, so that we don't get such a weird looking cliff. we've got a nice plateau up there for some other slightly bigger buildings, and I might move the updraft tower at some point. Okay. How are we doing down here? Not too bad. Right. Money's going down again. Let's see, how are we doing here? So these aren't really staying balanced at the moment. They're more like 1/4 full. Okay. Okay. We're gonna have to wait a while, or keep adding some liberal amounts of industry and office. How are we doing now over here? Looks like all of the offices right in the foreground have filled in now. And yeah, I feel like even these guys have all moved in as well, with their little 2x2 blocks. Yeah, I think we might have done it. Let's go and try and fit this in before we lose some money. Ah, there we go. So there you go, you can see the truck came immediately from the storage to take some oil to be pyrolyzed, or if that's even a word. Pyrolysis. It's a weird word, that is. So we have our first processing building now for the oil, and I was just going to have a look at this and see if we're making any profit yet. And it doesn't look like we are yet, but it's still very early days. Yeah. We've got a nice few workers in here though. Nearly all of them that we can fit at the moment. Okay. How about we add a few more oil-related industry buildings? So I think while I'm waiting to be able to afford a sludge plant, why don't we put in there something like that, just a standard 4x4 oil building. We can see what pops in. Maybe up here, once you get to the top of the hill, we could add a couple of things like something there, there, and there, just to see what we get. I might make that all the way across, actually. Just checking sort of what the steepness of the height is for this actually. I'm surprised actually how much that goes uphill from there. I hadn't realised. we're getting there. We've got a couple more oil pieces being built. Let's have a look from down here. The view's not quite as good. Let's come back up. Okay. So yeah, these look like processing buildings as well, to be honest. We've got the Dino Legacy plant. Yeah. Oh, we've got two very similar buildings there. The refined oil, and this one down here is, yeah, another goods company. Okay. You know what, I am struggling to stay awake this time. I had a really long day today. I was up at 4 AM and it's already 9 PM and I'm struggling. My lids are closing. I might have to stop this stream early, unfortunately. But let's see, can we find anything here whilst we are still just about alert enough to stay awake? What can we put in here? Yeah, let's add a little bit more forestry industry here. I think this should be forestry still. Yeah, down to there it's all still forestry industry. So yeah, let's find a few spots to keep adding some bits and pieces. We've got a nice block there I could use. Why don't we keep coming along here as well? So these don't create any pollution, but they are noisy, so I'll try and keep them fairly small and spaced out because of the housing that's not too far away down there. Let's put just a couple of small ones around here. And then maybe one big one, because we haven't had one for a little while. Something there. Yeah, let's try it like that. Oh, we need water pipes. Okay. Let's try and get them in before we run out of money. Yeah, that's covered that. But yeah, I can't help think that we're going to have to bring the pipe all the way through here. There we go. We join that up there and finish that loop. Ding! It's a very satisfactory dinging noise that you get from that connection of water pipes. Okay, with all of those bits of industry we've added, seems like we're generating another maybe a few hundred on our income. So if you come to the economy tab, there's a lot of data here that I often don't look at, but you can see the income and the expenditure here for each type of industry. So you can see that we're making most of our profits from the storage and export of the final processed goods from the factories. So that's always good to see. Okay. Da-da-da. I was just wondering if we could add any more to this little area as well. Oh, sorry, 13% with respect to what? Sorry, I've lost my train of thought a little bit. What were you talking about there, Nick? 30 on tax, right? Sorry. Yeah, I found a lot in the past that people will happily pay 12, but as soon as you go up to 13, they start complaining and then leaving. So I think what I'm going to try and do is keep concentrating on filling in a little bit more zoning where we can. It's not that glamorous, unfortunately, but I reckon we can continue to make money that way. We've got a weird little bit of industry here in the way of renewable energy generation and a tall mast. Wonder if I can just add a tiny bit of industry around the side, just to see what that does and what it looks like. And then yeah, over here it looks like we could fit in a couple more shops if we wanted to. Yeah, I'm going to try that there. And then, oh yeah, what about here? We've got something with a bit of room there. And there we could maybe fit something in. Same there. And maybe just some narrow ones there because it's going uphill. Yeah, we've got a fair bit of room over here, look. So how about we just put some 2x3s on the way down there as well. And once we get down to the bottom a little bit more, you can have some bigger plots again because it's not on such a slope. Okay. Yeah, I think I've found that with the industry DLC, that is what causes massive fluctuations in your profit from day to day. So what you can have is big jump up in profit whenever something is created from one of your unique factories, like the bakery, for example. So, you know, suddenly you can create a lot of pastries, they get sold, and you get a bump up in profit for a few days. But when you're not selling special goods like that, apparently we're running at a loss. So I think that's where it's coming from. It does tend to average out over the long run, but it's just volatile. Yeah, I was just wondering if I could just add a few more standard offices in a couple of places here. Just to fill in some more of that space to get people working. it looks like these guys have moved in already, so I'm going to fill in the rest down the middle. Apparently there's a problem with crime over here. Oh yeah. So why don't we have a look at where is our nearest police station? We've got one pretty close by, to be honest. Okay, I'm not buying that then. What about fire coverage? That's reasonable over here as well. Yeah, I wonder what the footy team is costing me to run. Let's see. I haven't turned on any of the high expenses, but we've set the ticket price really high. I think we did just win a match. All of a sudden my bank balance has got up to over 250,000. So there we go. And our forestry industry has decided to help the town celebrate by having a massive fire. Okay, so now that we have done that, why don't we try and plan a spot for maybe another oil sludge plant to create a bit more petroleum. You know what, I think I'm going to put one right opposite here and just overwrite that industry there from that section. You know what, I'm going to fill that in as well. So now that we are creating some decent amount of petroleum, we need somewhere to store it before we sell it, so yeah, the land completely regenerates after a little while. It's going to be an eyesore for a little while, but I promise the trees will all grow back. Eventually the fires just burn themselves out. The way to stop the fires from spreading is to purchase a what do they call it? A helicopter fire depot, so that you can have helicopters come and drop water from above, but they're really expensive to run. I'm looking at it here, so this is over, well, it's about 70,000 to buy, and it's nearly £2,000 a week to run it, which is not the kind of budget I have at the moment. So yeah, it can be done, it can be managed, but to be honest, I don't mind. Certainly would in real life, obviously I wouldn't, but for this game, and because we've got the hard mode turned on, I don't mind saving a bit of money to just let the forest fire rage. Okay, so because we've got such a nice spot that is reasonably large up here, I'm going to start to carve out something out here for a little bit more oil. Processing all around here. Okay, and then why don't we go back to the industry road again. Yeah, no problem, Nick. Happy to answer questions if you're still fairly new to the game, of course, or just certain bits you're not as familiar with. I mean, yeah, there's lots of the game that I'm not that familiar with, but I think I've got a decent enough knowledge. There we go. I'm going to set the height, I think, to that piece of road section. Just around here. And then let's try and add a few more oil processing buildings somewhere in here. And actually, I should put a loop in so that it kind of carries on to about, let's say, there, and comes back up again. So let's see what we can do up here. I think for now, because yeah, we don't have the next level available even yet, do we? Where are we at? We do have enough workers, we just haven't produced enough resources yet. Okay, so in that case I might just wait a little bit longer. Unfortunately that's going to be quite slow, isn't it? Because the only resources we have to produce to get us to 2 stars is the output of the petroleum. So another way to increase productivity is going to be placing another storage building. So let's see, yeah, I thought that would fit in there. So let's put a couple more in there. And yeah, I think it's not too bad. I might change the height of these couple of nodes here and here. Set them all the same height as that one. There we go. And then have that slope be a bit more gradual. There we go. And before we run out of money, how about we add a couple more oil pyrolysis plants? So I can put one there and there. There we go. That fits quite well. So now we've got space for 325 workers, which I'm guessing will fill in quite quickly. And we've just doubled our production output again. So just in that little section, why don't we just add a little bit of standard oil industry. Okay. So I reckon we'll have to keep waiting a bit longer for that to grow up. We've just passed, well, just about 72,500 on our way to, what is it, 75,000 I think? Yeah. So we're getting towards the next level where we get the new area and some airports for the first time. Okay. So you can start to see the ground is turning back to a shade of green just about where the forest fires were. Oh, what's this? Needs rebuilding. There we go. Yeah, I think the way these demand bars are behaving, I still need to find places to add more shops and more industry, basically. So how about we have a look at the city centre again and just see if I can force some people to move in with some high-rise density, sorry, high-rise commercial, maybe something like that. So for example, yeah, even even just around here, I think we could add a couple of interesting pieces. Let's just have a little collection of shops outside the Opera House as well. Let's see what comes in. Yeah, here we go. We've got one fairly tall hotel-looking building so far. But yeah, I was wondering what sort of building we might get here. What is this? Just a little cafe. Oh no, it's a souvenir shop. My mistake. Okay. This section here, we haven't managed to get anybody to move in much here. What could we put in? Okay, so this is Concord District, and I don't think we've placed a special zone here, have we? Not for commercial anyway. Looks like, yeah, we haven't said anything about what commercial we're going to let in. How about we try just a bit of standard specialization then. And instead of this being office, why don't we switch to high density? I was just trying to do that quickly, but it seems that it's not going to let me do it the way I would normally, so let's get these in on the same spots. All of that we can do slightly easier. There we go. So we have this side of the road as well, actually. How about we add a little bit more shopping down there? Maybe have a gap in a few places. Okay. And then why don't we add a walking path, because this bit here looks a bit separated from everything else. Can I fit a path in right to the end there? Okay, I think that worked. There we go. And then why don't we have that come out there as well? It's interesting, isn't it, that it wouldn't let me put offices up here, but as soon as I did move them slightly closer, they start to grow in immediately. There we go. Yeah, let's see if we can get any more standard high-rise residential anywhere as well close to our city centre. What's the noise pollution like around here? Pretty bad. Right, okay. I was eyeing up this nice gap in the middle, but I'm not sure if that's going to work for residents. So how about we add maybe some offices instead, or a little bit of commercial. Sorry for that. Yeah, I'm going to add just some 2x2 bits. See what we get there. Because I want to keep these buildings that are in front of this massive skyscraper fairly small. So let's see what builds in there. And then here as well we could do something similar. Okay. Packed in a lot of this area quite well now. Just going to have a look at a very top-down view over here, because there are some gaps and we could look to fill some of those. So for example, yeah, things like that there and there and there. Yeah, this should be a bit better then. There's a lot that we could put in here with small buildings interspersed around the bigger ones. Okay. We could fit something in there. Oh, there's a gap I missed. Let's put something like that in, and something on the corner. Why don't we put something in there? Yeah, I think we're doing alright by adding a load of this in. That'll generate some free income with not too much traffic. Good. Okay. Have I finished this section now? Oh, there's something there. Oh yeah, there's a couple here still. Let's turn this way around so that I can see what I'm doing. Just add a couple there. Right, we have a bit of space here on the outside. If we just add a couple of more ones that are as most too deep. Oh, look at that, we've got another factory, household plastics, and we can turn oil into petrochemicals now. Great. And we've got a bigger oil storage cavern as well. Okay, let's see if I can get some of that placed before I fall asleep at the keyboard. Where am I going? I've lost my place. Right, here we go. So this is our oil industry, now at level 2. So yeah, I think we should be able to add a plastics building or two. So let's have a look. Let's find it first. Here we go, petrochemical plant. Again, this one is not very big. So I think I might put a few of these off of the back of here. Yeah, okay. So how about we, first point is, yeah, add another storage building, and then just check that we've got the height as far back as we need it to be. And let's place a couple of petrochemical plants while we can still afford it. Let's go 1, 2, oh, let's do 3. There we go. And then I'll add one final storage section there. And we'll get all the water across to the right buildings. There we go. So now that we've done that, I really should place down a factory nearby. Or maybe not a factory, sorry. What I mean to say is a warehouse. So let me try and just make sure we get this at the same height. There we go. And under, again, the industry section, if I go to warehouses first of all, let's see if I can fit something in here which is just small. Yeah, I can fit that one in pretty easily. Medium is going to be too big, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, we could do it with some terraforming. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's make that go back even further. And we're going to add that to there. And this is going to store the plastics that are output from these processing buildings. But we're going to set this one to empty, which means that as soon as the goods are able to be sold, then they will be. That was for plastics, wasn't it? So normally you would have oil being produced, oil comes to petrochemical plant, then plastics get produced, plastics go to be sold, or you can send them to a warehouse first and then they can be sold from the warehouse. Good thing about having a warehouse is that you can have the warehouse ready for a actual factory nearby. So why don't we have a look at what factories we now have access to. This one is going to be the one, isn't it? The household plastic factory requires petroleum and plastics. And we can do a printing press as well in this region, because printing press requires paper and plastic, and we do both of those over here. So I'm going to need to plan a bit of a space for a couple of decent sized factories, aren't I? And I did leave a gap here in this road on purpose. There was method to my madness, and here we go. This is why we do it, so that we've got space to bring a road further. And what if we put a bend in this? and then maybe try to set a new level. So we'll do that. Make it a little bit bigger. Have it come off there. There we go. A nice big flat zone that's continuing. And let's go back to our industry road. Let's just make this straight for a moment and see where we get to. Yeah, how are we doing there? Oops, wrong button there, sorry. So I'll just flatten this out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the end piece here is a bit high. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Good. So, now that we've done that, we can, yeah, again, add something around here. So, sort that out again. Yeah, there we go. So we've got a nice big square zone here. And I think what we'll need to do is add another section over here to connect this back up. Let me turn all my snap 2s back on so I can find where the nearest zone is. Sorry, what I mean the nearest node, of course. Good, okay. There we go. So, can I still afford any special factories? Yeah, we've got this one. How does this one go? Oh yeah, plenty of room for that one. And then the printing press. Oh, again, loads of room. Great, okay. Well, in that case, I might bring the road back a bit, and what if I put one against that side, and now suddenly this one I can't afford anymore, but I will put it that way once I can afford it. Let's get some water over here. Okay, so because that I think is all we need, I'm going to do that and then just remove that road around the back. And what we can do as well is do a little bit of prep for a small warehouse that's going to contain the output, which is just special goods. Everything that is coming from special factories has this diamond symbol. So what we can do is again set this to empty and set this to unique factory product. So anything that is built is going to be sold like that. Oh, looks like we've won another game of football. I've suddenly got a load of money again. So let's get the other factory in. There we go. So we have a plastics warehouse nearby to collect all the production from these three. So we are going to need a petroleum storage facility, aren't we? Have I not built one of those yet? I don't suppose I have. No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, so let's go back to a medium warehouse just to see if I can fit one of these in anywhere. Oh yeah, you're right, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, well, at least we're not going to be removing all of the forest, right? And this is the only space I've got in this city right now that's near some good transport, so yeah, that's unfortunate. Just going to set the road to the same height around here to get in another warehouse, and this one is going to be for the what was it? Sorry, I've forgotten already. Was it plastics or petroleum? Yes, it's petroleum. Petroleum, and let's set that to empty. So we've got, yeah, a big plastics storage over here and a big petroleum storage over here. And given that, yeah, all of these are filled with oil, which is great, it seems that they take a while to create the plastics. So then that quickly gets taken to the warehouse, and then the warehouse should ship plastics over here, which they are, look, so we're getting both petroleum and plastics now. And this one underneath over here on the right is starting to get some paper, so that's good. Looks like I might need to place a paper storage. So if I just place a small one for paper, I'm going to set it to empty again, but I'm not sure. It might need to be set to balanced. We'll see. So, oh, all of a sudden now it's got paper being brought here anyway, but you see why I'm putting a paper factory right outside, right? It's to try and make sure we've got paper nearby. So we've got paper storage facilities up here, but they're empty, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Let's check out the state of the oil industry overview. We've got 31 barrels of oil that we are importing, it says there. 8 barrels are being exported immediately. Okay, so that's interesting. Some of the oil coming in is going straight out again, but we are sending about, yeah, just over half to the petroleum and half to plastics. It's creating a bit of profit now. We're up to 5,800 profit in this area, so that's good. It's up to over 500 workers. We have plenty of workers to get to level 3 already. We're just waiting for these resources to tick upwards over 1,500, so let's wait for that to come around. Maybe while that's doing that, we can try and sort out a bit of this land that's looking really strange. Okay. Just going to make the brush size a bit smaller, soften the change in terrain there a little bit. But up here we've got a massive cliff face for this one. So you know what I'm going to do is going to make a tiny brush size And just widen that a little bit. Maybe make it a tiny bit wider. And what I'm going to do is put a fence, I think. That's going to delineate the boundary between oil and forest, at least on this part. So what should we use? There is an oil industry fence here and a forestry fence as well. Let's try a bit of forestry fence and see what that looks like. It looks okay. And then we've got farm or oil is the one at the end. Let's just compare the two. Okay, so the oil looks more like a barbed wire type of thing, right? So right at the top it's got spikes, it looks like, on this. Yeah, I think I'll maybe stick with the oil version. Have that come all the way down. And then we can pretend this is the start of that oil industry piece, right? So we could enclose all of the oil in a fenced off section. We already have fences around the back of these tank farms, so that's good. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is take that from there. Maybe try and connect it up there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then this was the entrance to our oil industry, so yeah, let's have a fence that goes up to there to denote the entrance, and have the fence come right through. Yeah, I'll have it stop just there for a moment. But yeah, I've got the feeling that I just want to put that straight up to there, and then we'll have the fence come right around the top of this road. Let's zoom in a little bit so I can see what we're doing. And we'll be meeting back up. There we go. There is our oil industry, properly zoned off. Might help if I track that with our zones as well that we have. So yeah, we have a nice bit here that I might still expand into, actually, now that I think about it, because we are going to need more space. So maybe I'll leave the zone as it is for now. We can always come and delete and remove fences later. Okay, let's have a look, see what any issues there are here. There's a weird terrain thing going on here, just between these two factories, so let's sort that out. There we go. Okay. So, you know what, I'm quite surprised at how well the traffic is holding up over here. Maybe it's because it's so close to a train terminal that it's dealing with all of this extra industry fairly well. How are we doing people-wise? Oh look, we've only got 1% unemployment. It seems like we need to add more people again. Right, where are we going to fit people in that's not too close to this industry? Let's have a look at that one. Half full, there we go, it says. Yeah, I'm not sure what makes them decide to leave the station, because these are only internal trains, meaning that the cargo is only going to go from one internal station to another internal station, so it should wait until the train is full, really, before it leaves. But sometimes the game doesn't work like that, obviously. How close are we to 3 stars then? Oh, very close in the next few seconds by the looks of it. So let's try and think then where we might want to make adjustments to add more processing plants, and I think it's going to be here, you know. Let's plan out a little bit how to expand this. There we go. Flattening it out a little bit, and then let's smooth the bit here where it gets very steep. Okay. So now that we've done that, I want to add something from here. Let's come out. There it is. We now have a toy factory and an even larger storage place for, I think that's only for oil though. Oh, so I don't get any new processing buildings then. Fine. Okay. Well, we can still plan for that. So if I come out to there, let's at least draw that in. Ready. I'm going to even put that out there as like a extra little cul-de-sac for maybe another storage building, a warehouse of some kind, but I'll leave it for a moment. Why don't we prep the fence that we're going to need around here. Let's turn off all the guidelines for a minute. So now that we've done that, I think we can just take the fence all the way to there now. There we go, we've adjusted the boundaries a little bit. Okay. Are there any other buildings I can place? There probably are, right? So, for example, there's an industry workers' barracks that increases efficiency for people in this area of industry. The efficiency goes up by 5% for every building we place. So you could think of this as like weird section of housing almost. That's kind of what it looks like, right? It's yeah. Not a great place for people to live, but yeah. Just interested to see how that looks with the way the land is around it. What if we fix that a little bit more around there. That's not too bad, you know. So that should have increased efficiency by 10%, which, yeah, I think it does. We've got 110 now. So we're at level 3. And we're making 7,000 profit. Okay. What else have we got here? We've got the oil drilling rig, but we can't really lay anything for that. I think really it's more about just having a couple of the large processing buildings, which we don't necessarily need. Well, that fits in there quite nicely. That'll have a really good access to supplying units that we need to these two factories. So we've got plastics there required and plastics there required, and a plastics plant right next door just to help. Petroleum, we've got paper there. It seems like we need a, oh yeah, the plastics warehouse is only there, so it's not very far away. Okay, let's see, how many people do we have now and how educated are they? We've got 725 people working here, and if we look at those stats, you can see this industry is quite well balanced actually. We've got almost the right amount of people at each education level. You can see we've got 196 uneducated people when we need 265, and so on for the other categories as well. So we have more highly educated people than we need, but that's not too bad. So I think while that's chugging along and helping us to make a bit of profit, let's just check the budget, and for the industry areas specifically, you can see that this is the only reason we're making any profit at all right now. The forestry is actually running at a loss right now. So is the oil, but I think where the income comes from is the factories and the warehouses. See this? Look, there's like over 80,000 income from the warehouses, the factories, and that is across all the industries. So just shows you that you need to have these buildings to process all the goods you create, otherwise you'll just be making a loss. Are there any other factories I could try and place? Right, we've got lemonade factory, but we're not producing glass yet. Clothing factory. Oh, we could do that one now because we're producing everything there. Look at that, that fits in to this section as well. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna place this one, and because it needs crops and animal products, we can sort out the crops pretty easily by putting like a large grain silo or two, maybe around the back here. Let's put two of those in, and then we need some standard animal products. Can I fit the small warehouse in here? No, it's going to have to be over here, isn't it? Okay, that's fine. Can I get 2 in? Let's delete that. Yeah, looks like we can get 2 there. Or 4 as well if I really want. Oh no, that won't fit for some reason. Okay, let's delete that one for the moment. Let's get the water pipes where they need to be. So we need animal products to come all the way over here. So because it's coming from such a large distance away, I'm going to set it to balanced so that hopefully we get some in here all of the time. And same for crops. I'm going to set these 2 to balanced. And then I can whack this up to 150. Why don't we fill in this gap with a couple of buildings, some 3x3s, just to see what we get. And I've got a warehouse over here that we haven't done anything with yet. I'm not sure what to put in there yet. What have we got over here? We've got unique products, we've got paper, we've got animal products, and we've already got a large petroleum one. The plastics one is only over there. I've run out of money again. So while we're waiting, how about we add a few more lanes in places where it makes sense. So all of these need 3 lanes, I think, on their way in. There we go. Same for these ones. There we go. Oh yeah, and we have traffic lights now as well, so let's try and deal with that. Instead with a timed traffic light with control left click, you get something which works a lot better. Normally anyway. Let's try the same here. So I'm going to use the timed traffic light. Okay. How are we doing for people and resources? Oh, it's going to be a while before we get to 4-star. That's okay. How are we doing on our oil storages? I think they're just about managing to keep oil around. Okay. So just not sure what to do with this one yet until we can spend a bit more money. I will leave it there though for the moment. think about trying to add more people in a couple of places, weren't we? There's a spot over here which could fit a few people, but not many. Oh, excuse me, sorry for that yawn. You know what, I reckon I can fit something there, and I was right. And that will fit there as well. This is all pretty well covered. Yeah, more high rises. Yeah, you're probably right. I need to find a good spot to do that though. So normally for high rises, I am trying to keep them in decent clumps. So here we've got quite a few high rises, and they're concentrated only to this hill. Other than that, most of the high rises are near the city centre. So yeah, we've already filled in those areas. Could try and add a little bit more here, just off the back area. We could put a few more high rises in, I reckon. Yeah. Okay, let's try that then. Now that I've found a bit of a section that we could do something with. How about I start off actually with just adding a little bridge over the top. That's not tall enough. There we go. And then set that down to home. Do the same over here. And then set it to ground. There we go. And not sure yet what's going to happen to that road when it comes over there, but we can definitely make some use of this section here, and then how are we going to connect over this this way? I think this might just have to be a crossroads, you know, and then we can switch to having an extra lane where they meet. So like that, for example. Oops, that was the wrong one. Actually, no, I think that might be alright. Let's try it. So we're going to have it two-way down to there, and then that one is two-way going that way, two-lane, I should say, and then we can still move this zone a little bit. There we go. And then which one is this one? The bike. There we go, so we've given everybody an extra lane option. Although what I've done there is used slightly the wrong thing. Let's make that a bike one, and yeah, we'll keep that, I think. Let's maybe move that back a little bit, so you don't get that weird tearing blue thing going on under the bridge. There we go, that's better. So this is going to be our our buildable zone. So because of the nature of this, it looks like we could probably just add some straight grids in, I reckon. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so we're going to need to bring water all the way from over here. How about we put a little zone on this? It's going to be high-rise ban if I don't stop it from doing that. Because it's right next to the highway, wonder how tall these could get then if I turn high-rise ban off. If I can find it. There it is, high-rise ban in Lafayette Square. It's turned off. What else could we put in here? Anything? Let's do schools out for that section. Okay. So because of the grid shape we've done, most of these can just fit in pretty simply, but I do need to add just a little bit of fence work. So it's going to be something like that. And like that. There we go. So now that we've done that, we can add a few shops in as well. So why don't we actually put a fence in there to separate those two and those two as well. So yeah, I wonder what that will look like from there. And then, okay, yeah, let's see what this does then, if we can do something here which makes some sense. So we get something like that, and then that. Does that fit? No, it doesn't quite fit, does it? We just have to fix it with that one. There we go, they're all standard high-rises. Let's put in just a couple of small ones. Another big one there. And then this looks broken. So let's try and do that again. Yeah, that looks better. Let's see if this will fit in 4x4. Pretty close, I will take that. And then off of the back, I think there's a little spot here where we can fit a few services. So let's add a fire department and yeah, maybe a police station. And a clinic. And we're probably going to need something over here for death care, aren't we? here. Let's do that as well. Water we're running low on here. That's pretty easy to fix. Right. Okay. That's going to help us get towards 75,000, but we'll probably need to do a bit more. We haven't spent money on many parks yet today, actually. Let's have a look around to see where we could fit in a dog park. They're always a good investment. I reckon we could bring something out from there. Maybe there as well, actually. So I wonder if we could fit the dog park under there. I think we can. Yeah, that's good. And then on this side, I feel like we might need a school, but if we can get away with it, I would like to not need one. We could try a public library though. Is that going to fit? Not really. You know what, I'm going to lay one down because we haven't really placed many public libraries at all. So after doing that, why don't we add a path? Did that connect? No, it didn't seem to. Okay. Look if I brought a pedestrian walkway over the top of that thing. I think what I'll do is make it a tunnel instead. There we go. Should come around the back. There we go. So these people can walk to some jobs nearby. Yeah, they've all moved in quite quickly. Oh yeah, all of these shops have moved in now. That's good. How are we doing overall for leisure? There's a couple of places here where we don't have very good leisure, and this is supposed to be an expensive area to live as well, so let's try and fix some of this. Dog parks are always good, but I think I've laid something already here. What is that? It's just a small playground. Right. Fine. So we definitely need a dog park somewhere over here. Can we fit one in at the top? Nope. So I reckon it's going to have to be something there. And then how about a Japanese tea garden right opposite the metro? Over here, what do we have? We've got a lot of car parks surrounding this one soy and lentils cafe. Okay. There's only one electric car using this massive car park, but okay. definitely need one more leisure-related activity over here. What haven't we done? We haven't done a tropical garden in a while, really. So how about sticking it in somewhere here? Right near the cemetery. Is that okay? Do you think we could do that? Right. We could have it be where one of those graveyards that has a side plot where people plant trees instead of put gravestones up, which I think is quite a nice idea, really. I think I wouldn't mind doing that when I pass away. I'd say just plant a tree instead of putting up a headstone. So yeah, I'm going to put that there, I think, right opposite. Okay. Still not very leisure satisfied around here. What if I add yet another dog park? That seems to have a very good area of effect normally. There's a gap just there, so let's try that. Yeah, there we go. People are starting to think about upgrading now. I heard a ding. Yep, there's a few upgrading. That's without a high school anywhere close by. Actually, that's not true. It's fairly close by, isn't it? Okay. Let's see if we can do anything else to try and get the population up. And actually, let's try and do it over here. So we have this weird loop going on with our collector road. And I'm not sure whether to make this do something else over here or turn it into a roundabout. We haven't done a roundabout for a while. How about we put one in just for the hell of it? So what is it? Control O, I think, on my mods list gives me the Roundabout Builder. You can pick how many lanes you want your roundabout to be. Normally I go for 3-lane road with no parking, which is this one. And we could make it a little bit bigger if we wanted, using the plus key. So I'm just going to go and compare that to some of the others that we've already placed down, because it's hard to get an idea of how big they should be sometimes. And I think the size I've got looks reasonable. So let's go ahead, stick that in. There we go. It's a really nice handy little mod for that. And then I'm going to use the traffic manager to sort out the priority signs and everything else. So Control Shift and left click will sort it out so that only the outside lane at any node is one that allows people to escape. So yeah, it's normally quite good. People move out one lane each time they get to another node, so that guy is going to move to the middle lane, then he'll move to the outside lane, and then he'll leave. That's how a roundabout should normally work. Okay, so now that we've done that, I need to find something interesting to do with this collector. So let's bend this around. Oh, that's the wrong road. And for this collector, I feel like we need to bend this one around this way and start to take that off towards the river. So that's what I think we're going to do with that one. Oh, we've got some water issues. Let's check it out. We are struggling with water. Okay. Let's bring out our sewage facilities. Check this out. So actually over here in the oil area is a great place to put water sewage plants. So which one of these is the most cheap to run? I think it's this one, isn't it? Upkeep is 400 a week and you get 120,000 drainage. This is yeah, twice the upkeep, but you don't get as much drainage, and then the green ones are even worse, I think. Yeah, so let's go with this one. See if we can find a spot to fit a couple of these in. Yeah, how about one there? Let's just join that one up for now, see what that does. And then we need to find somewhere to add another water tower. Yeah, I think this is a decent spot. There we go. Let's get that to the right level. There we go. How are we doing for power? Oh, we've got tons of power. Okay. So we still need 2,000 more people, which is what I was going to try and do over here. Start to add a couple of extra roads or boulevards. Right. You know what I might do actually is just add a gravel road, let's say under here. Come on, if I can find somewhere to go. There we go, and then if we make that straight, this would be a great place to add another water tower or water treatment, or maybe even some rubbish collection. Maybe, let's have a look. How are we doing for that? It's not too bad actually, I think. Okay, well I will just leave that there for now, I think. And let's sort out the traffic for this thing. We're going to let those yield. There we go. Now for the bit I was planning to do, which is going to be a little bit of suburb that you could call it, for want of a better word. So I reckon we could fit in a decent chunk here. So if I go out 10 from there, I think I should be protected from the pollution over there. So let's see what we've done. Gonna need some water. Okay, so we just need to shape this a little bit. There we go, we've got our pieces in for that, and then why don't we put some offices around this side. I'm going to need to get a fence. Put that up to the roundabout, I think. There we go. And yeah, we should be able to fit a load of stuff in there. Okay, and actually last thing we can do, I think there's a bridge builder. If I do Control B and press that, you get some underground bridges. That's not what I should have said. Underground tunnels, not underground bridges. Too tired at the moment. Right. We could bring this up. There we go. Okay. So I feel like we've given pedestrians good access now to hop across this dirty piece over to the next piece, and also over to the football stadium if you live over here. I think what we'll need to do though is maybe think about trying to add a few services somehow over here. But yeah, okay. That's it for that little section. And then from here, I feel like we need to start off with all of my snap 2s turned on. Maybe we'll come out from there to start with. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's going to fit reasonably well. Seems like the height is doing some weird things here, and normally I would check that, but looks like I forgot to check what the height was doing. So I think what we can do in this instance is just a bit of smoothie to sort some of this out. There we go. creates a slightly more interesting shape. And then here, yeah, why don't we take that right the way through. Maybe leave that section as a T-junction. This one doesn't quite fit, so why don't we come in one square, and now should be able to get somewhere up to 10 again. Yeah, there we go. Okay. More water pipes. Okay, so that was quite easy coverage there. Let's do a few more blanket coverage then of high density, but we can do slightly more interesting gaps. Shouldn't be putting anything really on that main collector. Okay. And then over here, yeah, let's just fill that in. Oops, I forgot that section there. Yeah, let's cut out a few of these. 1, 2, 3. And then I feel like this weird section in here, I want to try and fit a park or something. Let me see what I'm doing. It's not going to be this one. No, it's way too big. What about this one? Oh, see, that almost fits an angle, but not quite. You've got a playground look, which, oh, look at that. I think I'll go with that, you know. And it's even got some paths that come out at 90 degrees. Wow. It's almost like I knew what I was doing. There we go. Let's just add a couple more trees in there. Nice. Let's add another path or two. Connecting as well, and then this one obviously, and then that one, and probably this one. Okay. Let's try and get something there. So I want to see the grids. Thank you. Okay, we've got that one. I think it's not. That's too big, is it? Oh no, that one fits as well. That's good. What about health? A tiny clinic. How much is that, and where is it going to fit? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, this is definitely helping. We're getting people starting to move in there. Yeah, I think I will have to get something there to add to that. Okay. Okay. What can I do for this weird oblong, square, rectangle looking thing? I want to jump on that really first. So we've got now the petroleum refinery. Let's see if and how much that takes up in terms of room over here. So under oil we now have, is it this one? Waste oil refinery. So yeah, oil refining that goes on. It obviously needs to be in the industry area, same with all these others. And again, that is quite a small one, smaller than I thought it would be. So that gets me petroleum. So, you know what, I think I will just go and place one down here around these factories. And I might even squeeze 2 in, you know. If I get 2 in there... just wondering if that'll work okay. But actually, you know what I should have done? Sometimes these are not even worth running. If, for example, 2 small ones might be cheaper to run than 1 big one. So this one is 500 a week to run the big one, and then where's my smaller one? This one. This one costs 300 a week, and you get 4,000 units per truck. Oh, sorry. And then 300 a week for 4,000. This is 500 a week for 8,000. So yeah, you would be better off with this one, wouldn't you? Because you get twice the units for less than half the cost, actually. So it's one of the rare cases where you do want the more expensive one. So that's pretty good. I'm not sure if we need a paper one over here. We've got paper, so we're alright. We've got animal products, paper, animal. Where's plastics then? It's just here, isn't it? Yep, plastics. Then you've got a petroleum one, and that is for all 3. For all 3. Actually, I don't like the way these are so close to the major junction now. these need to be moved. So let's spend the money and move them. Okay, that'll keep the junction a little bit clearer. What's this one here in the middle? This is plastics generation. This is petroleum generation. Okay. We're up to 74,000. We only want another 800 people. How about we see if we can fit in any more public transport to encourage people to upgrade. So, for example, metro, because we have, quite a busy industry that we could connect up to our metro to give people better access to work. Also, we haven't given much to here yet, but we do have a metro right there, so that's quite close to all of this new section. So I would say this is a bit out in the sticks on its own at the moment. We've got here is a good space, I think. Yeah, if you were there, you've got not too far to walk to get to any of the residential areas nearby. You've got a residential and a shopping area in Concord. You've got Lafayette Square that you can get to. Now this one, I wonder if it should be something that just goes literally cross the busy bit of the high street slash built up part of the city centre, and we could maybe fit something in, that way, if possible, if I can get it in a place where I want it. I think it's going to have to go there, and let's get rid of that. Okay, and then seeing as we're going for like diagonally across kind of method, let's put one in over here. Does that mean anything needs removing? No, I think we're okay. So now that we've done that, I feel like we've taken in the old town. We need to take in Old Town, sorry, as well. There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's put one there as well. Okay, not quite sure yet about this route, but we'll see how it goes. So it's a bit of an odd one, but I'm thinking of just trying to connect up some heavily built up areas. So we've got one that is going to come down all the way to here, but I want it to bend around. like that, and then it can go off and get back through to there, and then this is going to come up to there and through to there, and then because this one is such a weird shape, you know, I might call it Diagon Alley or something, because it's kind of a weird diagonal looking line. Does a kind of funny looking windy bend around the city centre, so it's going to go to there, to there, to there, and there, and back again. There we go. Yeah, let's keep that line colour. Diagon Alley. If you know what that's referencing, good on you. So that'll help a few of the houses to upgrade. And then I wonder if the last stop should be like something over here, but it's not too far away. That's not going to be the end though. I did still want to figure something out from yeah, where is it going to be again? Yeah, we've got a line here which goes through, and if I put a second line in, I'm trying to think of how I want one line to run around the base of the hill and connect back up to somewhere over here. So there's not much over here in the way of a metro station. So yeah, just trying to find a nice spot to place it. Maybe if I turn this off and see what we're actually looking at here, I can have a look at where we might want to put it, if there is a hub anywhere in this section for shops or a school or something. To be honest, it looks like it's all pretty similar. It's just housing. So for that reason, I think I'll just place one there, and then one here near the workers' barracks, and then one here, which is what I was going to do, and get them all connected up. Where are we going? Here we are. Oh, not enough money. Damn. 35,000. Ah. Oh, all of a sudden we're making a loss again. Oh, that's annoying. I'll have to leave that then for now. Let's try and go back to placing some zoning for people to move in. could be a bit more industry as well. We need a bit more industry, it seems. Oh yeah, what does this look like now? Yeah, we've got lots of little hotels and shops popped up. So if I fill the rest of these in there, and there, I wonder what we'll get in between. And let's fill that one in as well, there and there. So while we just wait to see if they grow in quickly, why don't we have a look at our metro for Diagon Alley and let's see how many people are using it. Oh, that's quite healthy usage. We've just got 3 cars on it at the moment. That looks as though it is coping pretty well. We don't have a massive backlog anywhere. So why don't we have a look at some of the other ones? If I order this by passengers, the airport city line is really doing well. We've got, oh yeah, a lot there. I think what we have is just about coping, right? We've got about 100 odd people waiting at a couple of stops. Okay, and then on the yellow line through the farming area, we've got a lot as well there. Riverside, that's pretty good coverage. Then Coast Metro to Middle Heights. Yeah, what was that one again? That was, yeah, just a fairly short one at the moment, but still getting some good use. Then we've got a river crossing. Even that is getting some good use because that is just a black one that hops from one side of the river to the other. And over to there too, yeah. And Diagon Alley, as we said, only just went in, but that's getting some good usage. Okay. Okay. So a lot of these buildings look the same, and now they're in. I'm not sure about the hotels that look like that, so I'm actually going to delete the tall ones, get them to come back. Something a bit smaller. Traffic is doing well. We're up to 81%. How are we doing here? So we already have enough workers for level 5, and it's just a case of waiting for the products to be made, so that's good. What's this one doing? This one is struggling for paper. Here's our paper one. Okay. Maybe we need to add a bit more paper production. Just having a look at how much raw forestry products there are in case we've got spare capacity to shift some of it to a paper production place. So this one, for example, is full. That one is, a lot of the others I've found are empty so far, so This one, yeah, even that one is empty. What about up here? Mostly empty. That one's full. Quite full as well, actually. So this is for plain timber. Why don't we add like a paper one near here somehow? So under forestry, we're going to need which one is it? This one, pulp mill. Gives you good paper. Oh yeah, that's a really big one though. Okay, what's the smaller version? Biomass pellet plant. Also quite a big one. Fine. So the only biomass one I can see is this one. Have I only got one of these? Producing paper. Oh, there are two up here. Yes, they're both producing paper as well. Okay. Right. Okay. Any second now, we're going to hit our goal that we've been trying to do all week. Here it comes. $75,001 I saw. Here we go. Yeah. New square. We've got planes, airport, cargo airport. The next one won't be until another 90,000 total. We need to add another 15,000 in whatever the next tile is that we purchase. So I need to get a tile with plenty of building space. And I've also got the, was it 25 tiles mod maybe? Or the 81 tile mod. Yeah, that looks like 81 tiles possibly. So basically once we get to 95,000, I will be able to open any tile that I wish. And obviously we get access to the really big airports after that. So still a way to go, but I'm happy where we've made it to. So I've got my eye on maybe this square here. It's nice and flat, it's near the sea. That is quite good, I think, in terms of buildable area. So also we have this one. It's not bad either for buildable areas, and that one. But this one is the one that I want if I'm going to do the university campus. So that was what I was planning to do. So two options then. I'll try and put them in the middle of the screen. Just swing it this way. Top right, we get the university campus in there, which means we won't be able to add many people. Or we go top left and we add loads of people and do some work on a nice beach area. So I think it's becoming clear to me which one I want. Right, it's got to be this one. There's loads of space to build. It's by the beach. And we can always do the university campus once we get to 95,000. There we go. And there we go. We can expand it right into this square. Oh yeah, made sense. Probably just a lag. But yeah, I think what I'll do is, just to start with, throw throw down some of the roads that I definitely know are just going to continue out relatively straight, even if there is some hilly terrain coming through. So, for example, this one, it's one of our main roads. It's going to come straight down to the sea. Let's turn all the snap twos on. That'll make it a lot easier. There we go. Let's go out to like 170 long. Oh, it becomes quite steep here before you get to the beach. Alright, I'll leave that road there for now. And then this one needs to sort of roughly follow the contours. So yeah, maybe that can meet up with that. Yeah. There we go. So that's going to be my starting point. Maybe I should just, for completeness, take that out there, and then when we come this way, we could start off by coming straight, but then sort of make it wind its way down. Where is the beach? There we go. So we can have a beachside road and then have it come back up towards something over here, maybe? Yeah, let's maybe have it try and connect somehow. I mean, it'd be good if it just went in seamlessly over to like here somewhere, right? Where this bend in the road is. So, right there, for example. There we go. So there's a rough road structure for that, and then inside the square, well, we could do a few things, right? Oh, so I've got another main road I need to bring out. There's this one. This can probably come straight down. Like that. Why don't we bring that through again? Okay. So that's going to help for planning. What do we do inside the square? I don't really just want to do grids. Let's try and make it a bit more interesting. Oh, the city is suddenly happy. I think we won another football match, maybe. Let's check it out. Yeah, loads of people are coming out of the stadium. Look at that. Loads of people walking out. The red team are all jumping into the metro. And, yeah. Pretty good. 1-4, lost 2. The Forgotten Town. Maybe. So the thing is, though, we've got like quite a nice neighbourhood over here with high-tech housing in this section. We could certainly finish that off, couldn't we? In there. But yeah, this main rectangle, we could try and put in as many high-rises as we need to get 15,000 more people in. But then right down here at the front in this section, I'd like to have some hotels and nightlife and something, you know, worth coming to visit the beach for, obviously. Maybe a casino or something, golf range, all that sort of good stuff. we could have down here near the beach. So I think I want to just mark out some plans then for the future in case I forget. So let's do that as well. We will call this something beach related, but beachy tourist trap. Manor district, I want to basically extend that, I think. Should we bother with high district anymore? Because that was just an experiment to see a little bit of high-tech housing in one type of way, but no, that's not high-tech housing. This was smart homes. It doesn't really do anything to the appearance of the houses, but on the inside apparently they have smart appliances. And then Manor District was the high-tech housing. So I think I'll continue that on here. Okay. And then we're going to have this new zone in the middle. Let's try and make this a bit more neat. The concentration. There we go. Poplar Hills it's called at the moment. It's got a high-rise ban in it, so you might want to turn the high-rise ban off. Not sure yet. What have we done in here? So this has got high-rise ban turned off. Maybe we just continue this kind of feel down into here as well. That'll give us quite an extension of the city centre look, to be honest, won't it, if we do that? So if we make everything in here high-rise, it's going to make the city centre look like an L shape, if you see what I mean. So you're going to have that city centre is all high-rise, and then this part is all high-rise, so it's going to be a definite L shape, which I suppose is okay. We can argue that the really busy places to live are going to be in this L shape that's kind of formed around the hill, right? And being close to the sea is, I suppose, yeah, a good reason to have highly densely populated areas. So yeah, I think that I can get behind that. Do we put any policy similar to this district though? So these ones have quite a nice look to them. As you can see, these housing blocks have a particular style compared to this lot, which are a bit more random and I think are more based on like the international theme. So let me check what was the policy we had on this zone. Yeah, it is this one, which is self-sufficient buildings. Right. Does that have less income? Yeah, they need less electricity, they use less garbage, and they also don't generate as much tax income, which is unfortunate. But I do quite like the regular look to these buildings. What do you reckon? Any preference for yourself? Do you want the randomness of the international theme, or the slightly more international theme, for example, or do you want the slightly more regular look to the self-sufficient housing over here? Both have their merits, I think. Yeah. I wonder if we could create a more interesting road pattern, or do we keep the same grid structure as well? Like if I do the same grid structure, it's going to look a bit boring if the whole of that square is just grids. So I'll do it this way, but I might then create a bit more variety to the road pattern if we do that. But yeah, that could be interesting. So let's have a look. So we're going to put that in there. Oh, this has high-rise ban. Does this need high-rise ban as well? Oh, apparently it does. So I guess it stops the buildings getting to a certain height. Because, yeah, okay, so we're going to call this some kind of busy residential zone. What? Okay. Well, I've put the zone in now. Let me sort the zone for this one out. So most of this is going to be, what, tourism or leisure? Actually, some of it could be both. So how about, actually, we split this into two zones. Why don't we have, yoink, a second zone that's by the beach, and make one of these leisure, like that one, and one of them tourists, like that. So this is going to be beachy leisure trap next to the beachy tourist trap. I don't know what we're going to call this one yet, but Poplar Hills is fine with me. But Poplar Hills. Let's have a look at what's the terrain like in here. Oh, there's a bit of variety in here, so we could put a road in which sort of winds its way through a little bit, and then build from that. So, for example, we have a boulevard here which is straight all the way off into the distance. We could continue that to start with, but then throw some caution to the winds and have it deviate from its lovely straight line. So if I start off by turning this on, and let's have it come out straight to start with. So we're going to want 90 degrees. Let's come out to about, what, there. And then where could we go? Going to maybe follow this contour line here. So I might not follow it exactly, but I'll just put a bit of a bend in. So if I come over to like there, let's come out to there, then start to bend it a little bit. There we go, and then start to bend it back again. Oh, where are we heading? Okay, yeah, so if I send that off straight and get that to meet back up. There we go. Let's zoom out and have a look at that. Okay, we've got a definite weird something to play with now. That'll create some weird shapes. Building off from there. Sorry, just getting the terrain look out again. I might smooth some of this off a little bit, only to make the road building slightly easier. So I'm not gonna smooth everything here. Just want to make it a little bit more regular. So where am I? Let's make the brush size pretty big, and let's turn this on. So if I zoom in a little bit, let's make this even bigger. So because it's quite jagged, I just want to smooth some of it a little bit. So you can see what it's doing there to the terrain. It's keeping the hills and just smoothing it out a little bit. Okay, that's an interesting shape over there. Okay. Let's smooth that a little bit more there and there. Okay, so the only place where I think I've messed up my road placing a little bit is just here. It seems to be a little bit too high, but maybe that's not a bad thing. So what we could do is start from here and branch off up the hill to the top of this little hill. Right, that would make sense, I think. That's what you would probably do. You would make your way just up towards there, then branch off and come even higher. So let's do that with one of these roads. We'll start to make something happen. Yeah, okay. I'll start off at 90 degrees, I think, but then we'll see. So if I just go straight to start with and see what sort of shapes we get. So we could have a straight line coming off from there. We could have a straight line coming off from there. Maybe something coming up from there. Let's do something up there. You know what, we could maybe continue this road here. But to be honest, this is quite a busy junction with trucks coming down here. So no, I don't like that idea now. I'm going to leave that junction alone. So why don't we just connect this one up. So what we can do is bring this down to there. Let's maybe fix how that changes a little bit better. got a connection there. Do we want that to come out at that angle all the way? Maybe not. Let's have another look at this one. Alright, so it does follow the contour reasonably well. So then once you get to about here, how about we bend it around to there and get it to come in like that, and then we could even get it to connect over there. So we've gone all the way through into Manor District. Okay. This is really a bit of a puzzle, isn't it? Where else should we go? So this road up here has come up towards the top of the hill now. Let's try and get this connected somewhere. So this one could come up and then also maybe come round to about here. Get that to connect up to one of our main roads. And then I feel like we need something over here. Right, so we've got this road as well. Let's bring this one up to there, right the way to there, continue it all the way, and then get it to meet in there. Okay, looking promising. And then we've got this one up the top here. I think I can see what I want to do now. So you can see we have a road over here. So why don't we have that come out like that. Let's have this one come in like this. Do something like that. And then join like that. Okay, so I think we've got the bare bones now. Now we could start to fill in some slightly more normal grids where we can, kind of thing, in and around all of these. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of fun trying to do that. Okay. Should we... yeah, I think we should probably continue this grassy boulevard all the way down, right? It's going to be like the local road down to the beach. Something like that. Because I think that just comes straight down the hill, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Fine, so we'll do that. And now we have to try and fill all of this in. This is going to be interesting. So, where should we start? We could, you know what, we could continue this on up here, because that's pretty straight up the hill. And maybe even do something similar there. Might not go all the way, but... So, for example, we could start to create some bends like that. There we go, that kind of look. And delete this one for a second. Let me try and follow something similar like that. So we've got kind of leaves from a tree kind of look going there. Oh, further. Probably going to go right up to there. But I'm not going to join it up to that crossroads, obviously. That would just be silly. So, here we go. Continue our palm tree looking pattern. Okay, so that's kept the flow of the contour lines quite nicely there. Maybe take some of this up as well. And then, yeah, how about taking one of these up there as well. Put a bit of a bend in it. Okay, how does that look after we've done all that? Quite a funky looking shape. Not sure if it makes much sense, but it's interesting. I think it's going to make placing down anything with a straight edge difficult, actually. But yeah, we'll deal with it. There's lots of bendy roads there. Okay. Why don't we fill in this one? This will be an easy section. So I think what I'll do here is, because it's pretty much all flat as well, except for this one here. Let's just bring this out straight, I think. Yeah. I don't need that one at the moment. So we'll bring that out straight. Yeah, that's going to come to about here, isn't it? Join that up. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Let's try that again. Okay. Alright, let's fill that section in. Yeah, what about over here? We've got an interesting piece there to join up. Yeah, why don't we continue that? Actually, let's check the height again. Where is this going? Oh yeah, that kind of works. So I'm going to bend that up into there like that. Okay. So let's just try and fill this in organically somehow. Yeah, I think that's fine there. Over here, let's put in a couple of cul-de-sacs to deal with that weird shape there. But then this one we've got, yeah, we've already got that cul-de-sac, so we can make use of that. Yeah, there's a bit of a height difference there, but that's okay. And then don't necessarily need to join these two up. I think I'll just this will be the one of weird cul-de-sacs. So we put in a couple like that, and then bring that out. What's the height doing over here? Oh, there's not much change at all. So I can just ignore that then from there. Yeah, let's do that across to there. Let's connect that right up there and take that all the way through. Okay, so Manor District is keeping us nice, similar shape as it comes down. You know what if we connect those two up just to close off that weird little loop thing we've got going on. And yeah, I think we're doing okay. I think I might leave it there, to be honest. I'm running out of steam. But yeah, we've got lots of road network to fill in for next time. And yeah, thanks for everybody who's watched and enjoyed this. Hope you've got something out of it, got some ideas or inspiration. We will probably be back Wednesday. I think that's my normal schedule at the moment. I'll be back in on Wednesday to try and fill in the rest of Poplar Hills here with roads, and then get some houses in there, and then work on some of the beach sections. So I'm happy that we made it up to 75,000. And yeah, the city has quite a long, narrow look to it at the moment now. But if we look at, for example, from this look, I think we've done pretty well. Challenge will be to get 15,000 people in this square, which I think we should be able to manage, especially given that we've got a whole square dedicated to this. Okay, so I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening, have a good weekend, and good night.